A little-known fact. What type of blood does Wolverine have? The answer is alien blood. In the original book, Wolverine was once captured by Dracula's vampires. They found that Wolverine's blood type was even finer than that of a panda. Among the 8 billion people at that time, only Wolverine had alien blood. The second little-known fact. If Wolverine is trapped, what will he eat if he is hungry? The answer is to eat himself. Wolverine once told Chin Gray that he survived for 6 months by eating his own arm while trapped on a glacier. Different blood types and invincible self-healing. What secrets are hidden in Wolverine's body? Not only that, for example, will his steel claws grow back if they are broken? What is the most suitable metal for Wolverine? What is the super steel for the red-eyed form, the Fury, and so on? Click a like to help you figure it out once and for all. B. Claw analysis. Wolverine's skeleton includes 6 retractable 1-foot-long bone claws. 3 on each arm, located in the skin and muscle type of the forearm. It can release these slightly curved claws from the skin between the knuckles of each hand at will. Wolverine can eject any number of claws at once, but he needs to keep his wrist straight as the claws move from his forearm to his palm. If they are not straightened, they will penetrate his palm. Wolverine's bone claws are naturally sharp and can penetrate most flesh and natural materials. After being modified by Weapon X experiments, Wolverine's entire skeleton is covered with a rare, man-made, and nearly indestructible metal alloy known as adamantium. Technically, it can be called true adamantium. This metal further enhances the already sharp edge of Wolverine's bone claws. In addition to being nearly indestructible, the steel claws are capable of cutting through almost any solid material. The known exception is raw adamantium, which is even more beautiful. Whether Wolverine can completely cut through a substance depends on the thickness of the substance and the force he can exert. The heavy adamantium also increases the weight of his punches, greatly increasing the effectiveness of his blows. Adamantium claws are able to cause damage to defensive characters such as the Thing, the Hulk, the Blade, Thor, and Namor, and can even easily pierce Thanos' chest. There are many other very impressive examples here. Wolverine once used the steel claws to cut off 2 of the chains that bound Hercules, and cut through a foot-thick universal steel like cutting paper. You should know that this metal requires the joint efforts of fit Hulk, Hercules, and Wolverine to bend it. The net made of this metal also bound the Ghost Rider. The steel claws can easily break the hard steel door of the vault, and can also cut through all the materials used for testing in the H department. Cut up advanced combat armor that can resist the impact of laser eyes. Although the adamantium steel claws are indestructible, they have been broken in some special occasions. Can the broken steel claws grow? To understand this problem, we have to talk about a special metal in Wolverine's body, namely adamantium beta. Its characteristics are that it can directly combine with bones and prevent adamantium from interfering with the production of blood cells in the bone marrow. The only known adamantium beta is owned by Wolverine. When 57X tried to combine adamantium with Wolverine's bones, the Jianhe reaction accidentally transformed a new alloy called adamantium beta, which then reacted with the self-healing factor and successfully combined the metal with the bones, making the self-healing, bones, and metal one. The answer is imaginable. Dr. Jaime Munoz's research results show that adamantium can be regenerated like Wolverine's natural bones, so there is already a way to obtain enough adamantium. However, the disadvantages of this metal are also obvious. 3. Is adamantium the most suitable metal for Wolverine? Although the adamantium skeleton and anal palm strengthen Wolverine to the greatest extent, this metal is also constantly eroding Wolverine's internal organs. Wolverine's self-healing factor can initially control metal toxicity, but as he ages, Wolverine's self-healing ability will weaken, and metal toxicity will take advantage, thereby eroding his vitality. The toxicity of adamantium may also be the reason why his self-healing factor gradually fails. In addition, whenever Wolverine loses his self-healing ability due to external reasons, the speed of metal poisoning will accelerate, and each time Wolverine will be seriously ill. Another point is that the existence of Magneto is completely the nemesis of Wolverine. He once cruelly pulled the adamantium out of Wolverine's body. So adamantium is a double-edged scissors. Although it is hard and sharp, it threatens life. It is not the most suitable metal. On the contrary, the famous shock does not seem to be so weak. Compared with the extreme and overbearing adamantium, shock is essentially milder and has not had similar poisoning incidents. Without toxicity, Wolverine's self-healing ability can be completely saved, and his combat power and vitality will be proton-killed. The characteristic is to absorb and release kinetic energy, which will give Wolverine the opportunity to gain physical immunity and release poisonous attack methods. In terms of hardness, it is not weak at all. The absorbed kinetic energy can be stored in the molecules of shock. If enough kinetic energy is absorbed, it will be extremely difficult to destroy. Shock is lighter and rougher than heavy adamantium. The sensitivity will be greatly improved, and with the released kinetic energy, so if you want to perform surgery on Wolverine, you can first create a large injury to attract the attention of the self-healing factor, and then quickly create a small wound to perform the surgery. Wolverine in the movie is not afraid of gunshot wounds or atomic bombs. There are too many examples of his domineering in the original book. Facing intensive shooting, or even heavy firepower, Wolverine will not hesitate to retreat. He was blown up by an energy gun and only his skeleton was left. He recovered within a few minutes, and then was blown up again, but Wolverine was still able to heal himself. Even with his heart dug out, Wolfbook can still move. He can withstand the energy impact of the steel weapon Omega. Shockwave Girl also shattered Wolverine's heart, but he stood up again after a while. He can resist the energy impact of Black and Yellow. Even if his body is already in tatters and severely injured by the Silver Samurai, Wolfbook can heal quickly. It is not a big deal to be hit by a stealth fighter at high speed. Even if it is burned to a skeleton, it can recover quickly. After being infected with enough pufferfish toxin to kill 20 people, Wolverine laughed it off. Self-healing can also allow it to recover from the vampire state. The same is true when it is bitten by a werewolf. It has also been infected with a super disease, which even attacks its DNA. Wolverine pushed forward and developed resistance. The powerful adamantium skeleton gave Wolverine an impeccable defense. He could jump directly from the plane and smash into the Hydra base in the most brutal way, then immediately dodge the shooter and attack. During the Hulk World War, Wolverine suffered multiple blows from Hulk, but his skeleton was still dead. Hulk said he could not kill Wolverine, and it was extremely difficult for him to tear Wolverine apart. Dr. Banner said that Skull could not kill Wolverine because he had an adamantium skeleton. He was cut on the neck by the enemy. However, its bones cannot be cut off. After losing its self-healing ability, it was hit by Thor, but its bones were not damaged at all. The tachyon energy field of the Shadow Warrior could not penetrate Wolverine's adamantium body. These encounters will not threaten Wolverine's life, but will only make it stronger. Number 5. Berserker Rage. Berserker Rage is an extremely violent mental state. When Wolverine feels strong anger or pain, he will enter this state, or he can enter this state voluntarily. Berserker Rage allows Wolverine to break through his physical level, temporarily enhance his aggressiveness and combat skills, and make him a powerful opponent like a beast. There are several domineering hunters in the original book. When the Demon Lord Pierre almost defeated all the X-Men, Wolverine went crazy and turned on Berserker Rage to successfully defeat him, and then slaughtered Pierre's demon army and seriously injured him again. Wolverine, who turned on the Berserker state, can also defeat Pierre and cause. Wolverine can also subdue his former mentor Orm in this form, suppressing Captain America with absolute combat power. When Psylocke attacked him with the psychic knife, the frantic Wolverine almost killed him. Wolverine lost the first battle with Mr. X, but in the second battle, Wolverine gained the upper hand through the rage. In the third battle, Wolverine took the initiative to activate the rage and successfully defeated Pierre. The rage makes Wolverine one of the most fearless, bravest, and most dangerous people in the world. Although the rage of Wolverine seems uncontrollable, he is not really losing his mind. Forger said that although his emotional pattern has changed, he still maintains highly complex combat skills and is able to make complex strategic decisions in a very short time. Wolverine in the rage state has been very loyal to his ex-combat teammates. Therefore, the rage is not only a symbol of his being a brave warrior, but also a manifestation of Wolverine's great attention to his teammates and relatives. At this time, the third episode will be released. Looking forward to the domineering return of my Uncle Wolf.